how was your mining the Akash session?
It's interesting because I actually got some sort of like pictures and whatnot to work with, but the problem is like the info was coming so quietly that I was like, oh, did I hear that? Oh, I think so. So I again had the intermittent pictures of like the castle and everything, but I got like a corner of the door, and it was like a cedar color, and there was like a, you know those square pieces they put on the corner that have like a little decoration in the middle? That was on it, and then I started falling through like a really clear sky, and I was like, oh, this is cool. So I landed face down in a sunflower field, and I don't really know if that's kind of relating to what Johnny said before, but then I stood up and I realized I was barefoot, but there was also no dirt on me, and I had a dress that came down to like my knees, and it was like blue and white striped. And the names that came to me were Isabel, and then it switched to Elizabeth, and then it went back to Isabel, so I don't really know. And the years 1845 and 1842 came up, but that wasn't really the dress code for then, so I don't really know why there's that discrepancy. But anyway, so I was in a field, and I was like really young. I think I was like maybe 10. I was a girl. I had like blonde curly hair, and like a round face. And my dad and my brother were in the field with me, but they were really vague, and my brother had like this weird burlap sack like material on, so that was kind of weird too. So then it flashed forward, and we were running up to our house that was kind of like a really old feeling house that kind of looked out of place because it was this really like dark brown color and had like a kind of a thatched roof looking thing, but everything else was in bright colors, and it was like vivid greens and yellows, and the sky was like really bright blue, and then it all of a sudden was like burning, and then a soldier came and like pushed me down, like face into the ground as I was screaming like no, and I just had this moment of like anguish that the house was like going up on fire. I don't know if that was like two things mixed into one or what was going on there, but so I think that was kind of one of the moments that I lost my power, because I was literally like face down in the dirt, so I couldn't express anything. But it was also interesting because when I first started the regression, I was like bent over, and then I felt like I wanted to stretch here, so then I sat up, and then as I was getting pushed down into the dirt, there was just kind of this gentle like movement forward, and then I stayed there, so that was interesting. And then there was kind of blackness for a while, and then I just got this image of like little tiny hands that were mine, and I think I was a male looking down at like my hands on a placemat because I was in a high chair, but that one was black and white, and that was it. It was just the one image, and then it was done, so I don't know what happened with that. And the mat was like a French grapevine looking pattern, so I don't know what that was, but that was it. So I don't really know what I was supposed to learn from the second one, but I mean the first one, I guess the only thing I could take from it was a moment of you're a female and you lost your voice. So, but that's the only thing from that one. So.
Yeah, which is relevant to what we were just tapping on in the break. So I guess it's your Akash showing you where that came from, because remember when we were tapping, you were asking your Akash to show you where that came from. So that's what they just did. They showed it to you.
So that was that one.
Yeah. Wow. So that's something that you can release and let go of, that lifetime, that feeling of powerlessness of not being able to speak.
Because it was interesting, because I had the moment of experiencing the anguish, and then I was up looking above it, and then it didn't bother me.
Yes.
So for as much as it was kind of the quiet realization of, oh, I think I lost my power, then that was the only sort of like moment of emotion I felt about it. Otherwise, I was just really disinterested and like, oh, okay, that's what happened.
Yeah, so that's when you got the higher learning. That's when I lost my power.
Yeah.
Got it. So it was just like a showing of it. Great.